बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलातु वस्सलाम अलैका या रसूलल्लाह वस्सलाम अलैका या हबीबल्लाह। प्यारे व्यूअर्स, मैं हूं मलिक फयाज बंदवाड एडवोकेट हाई कोर्ट और आप देख रहे हैं मेरे यूट्यूब चैनल। प्यारे व्यूअर्स, उम्मीद करता हूं आप तमाम दोस्त सब खैरियत से होंगे। अल्लाह ताला आप तमाम दोस्तों को सेहत के साथ लंबी ज़िंदगी अता फरमाए। आज मेरा टॉपिक जो है बहुत अहम है, जुडिशियल एग्जामिनेशन के हवाले से बहुत अहम है। नए वकील हजरात जो नौजवान हैं उनके लिए जुडिशरी की तैयारी के लिए बहुत ही अहम टॉपिक है। तो आइए चलते हैं आज सेक्शन 543 पढ़ते हैं। सेक्शन 543, interpreter to be bound to interpret truthfully. When the service of an interpreter are required by any criminal code for the interpretation of any evidence or statements, he shall be bounded to state that the true interpretation of such evidence statement. Section 544, expenses of complainants and witnesses. Subject to any rules made by the provincial government, any court, criminal court, may it thinks fit, uh, order payment on the part of government of the reasonable expenses of any complainant or witnesses attending for the purpose of any inquiry, trial, or other proceedings before such courts are under this code. Section 544, 544A, compensation to the heirs of the person killed etc. Whenever a person is convicted of an offense in the commission whereof the death of a or heart injury or mental anguish or pathological damage to any person is caused or damage to or loss or destruction of any property is caused, the court shall, when convicting such person, unless for reason to be recorded in writing, it otherwise directs order the person convicted to pay to the heirs of the person where death has been caused, or to the person hurt or injured, or the person to whom mental anguish or pathological damage has been caused, or to the owner of the property damaged, lost, or destroyed as the case may be. Such compensation as the court may determine having regard to the circumstances of the cause. And number two, the compensation payable under subsection 1 shall be recoverable as an error of land revenue, and the court may further order that in default or payment of recovery as aforesaid, the person ordered to pay such compensation shall suffer imprisonment for a period not exceeding 6 months, or if it be a court of the magistrate, the third class for a period not exceeding 30 days. Number third, the compensation payable under subsection 2, subsection 1 shall be in addition to any sentence which the court may impose for the offense of which the person directed to pay compensation has been convicted. Number 4, the provisions of subsection 2b, 2c, 3 and 4 of section 250 shall, as far as may be, apply to payment of compensation under this section. Number 5, an order under this section may also be made by an appellate court or by a court when exercising its powers of revision. Power of Power of court to pay expenses. Section 544. Power of court to pay expenses. Compensation out of fine. Number one, whenever under any law in force for the time being a criminal court imposes a fine or confirms an appeal, revision or otherwise a sentence of fine, or if sentence of which fine forms a part, court may, when passing judgment under the order, the whole of any part of the fine recovered to be applied. A. In defraying expenses properly incurred in the prosecution, be in the payment to any person of compensation for any loss, injury, or mental anguish or psychological damage caused by the offense when substantial compensation in the opinion of the court recoverable by such person in a civil court. C. When any person is convicted of any offense, when includes theft, criminal misappropriation, breach of trust, or cheating or of having dishonestly received or retained or of having voluntarily assisted in disposing of stolen property having reason to believe the same to be stolen, in compensating any bona fide purchaser or such property for the loss of some, if such property is restored to the possession of the person entitled thereto. Number two, if the fine is imposed in a case which is subject to appeal, no such payment shall be made before the period allowed for presenting the appeal has expired, or if an appeal be presented before the decision of the appeal. आज तक के लिए बस इतना ही। कल इंशाल्लाह एक नई वीडियो के साथ हाजिर होगा। अल्लाह ताला आप तमाम दोस्तों को सेहत के साथ लंबी जिंदगी अता फरमाए। पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद, पाकिस्तान आर्मी जिंदाबाद। अल्लाह हाफिज़।